Hey guys, so for today's video I'm gonna tell you a bunch of random stories from the old age home that I work at. There's like a lot of really funny stuff that happens there, and you'd be kind of surprised because most people are like, oh, like you work at an assisted living place, that must be horrible. Alright, here we go with the stories. Alright, this happened probably like a few months ago, so it was pretty recent. So I'm like a server in the old person place. So I take their orders for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner depending on what shift I'm working. So this was for breakfast. I go up to the table. There's an old lady who's been living there since I've started working there. And ever since I started working there, she would like kind of flirt with the other waiters who work there. So she's kind of like, she would say things that are just kind of weird. But basically I went up to her and I was like, hey, so-and-so, how's it going, blah, blah, blah. Do you know what you'd like to eat for breakfast today? And she was like, I'll eat you for breakfast. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't remember what I actually said. I was just like, haha, uncomfortable laughter. But actually, what do you want to eat for breakfast? I kind of need to know. I was like, oh, okay, like you're gonna eat me for breakfast. That's like kind of inappropriate. And okay, this was like a long time ago, maybe like 2 years ago. There was a guy who sat, I don't know why I'm even telling you this. Of course he sat at a table. I don't remember if I was just checking up on them or whatever, but this guy goes, so are you gonna take off my pants now? Or something like that. And I was like, what? I'm assuming he had to go to the bathroom or something. And I was like, no, you're gonna have to talk to a caregiver about that. And then I think I told a caregiver or something, but yeah, he was just like, yeah, are you gonna take off my pants now? No, I'm just a server. I don't do that, sorry. This isn't something anyone said, but over in the memory care section, those two stories, those happen in assisted living, because in this place there's assisted living where they're pretty much with it, but they just need, help with certain things. And then there's memory care where they're actually like losing their memory and stuff because they have dementia. This happened in memory care. There's a lady who would do this on a regular basis. She would always get applesauce, and then she sat like up against the wall, and then there was a window with curtains, and she would take the curtains and put them in her applesauce. And she did that like frequently, and I don't know why we continued to give her applesauce, but she would always just like dump it on the floor or put it in the curtains. I don't know why that was a thing that happened. And another thing that happened in memory care, which actually happened probably for like 2 years, there's this lady who lived there, and she would get prunes sometimes, and she would either throw the prunes at the wall, or she would put the prunes in her mouth, chew them up, and then like take the skin from the prunes out of her mouth and then throw those at the wall or on the ground. And guess who had to clean that up? Me. Guess who had to clean applesauce off of the curtains? I did. And going back over to assisted living, this happened maybe a year or two ago. I don't really remember. I've worked here for 3 years. There was a lady who would always put stuff on her walker and like try to take it to her room because she thought it belonged to her, or she was trying to steal it or whatever. Like she would take creamers and sugars from the table and like line them up on her walker and then just walk away. And creamers and sugars doesn't really matter, they can take that if they want, like whatever. But we had these big fake plants, like the pot they were in was probably like this big, like they're good size, and the fake plant was like, like they were good size fake plants, but they weren't really heavy because they were fake. So she would pick up the fake plant, this big fake plant, and put it on her walker, and you just see like, just imagine a little old lady walking around with a big plant on her walker, and she would try to like take it. And we'd have to go up to her and be like, oh no, like that's not yours, we need to take that back. And then around Christmas time, we have Christmas trees in the dining room, and she would take ornaments off the tree and put it on her walker and try to steal them. One day, nobody saw how this happened, but there's just a piece of poop in the dining room. On the side up against the wall, there was just like a piece of poop. And nobody knows how it got there. There are a couple residents who have dogs, but I don't think the dogs pooped in the dining room because the residents who have dogs are obviously with it because they can take care of a dog. So if the dog pooped in the dining room, the resident would have told someone or picked it up. Someone would have seen it happen. The most awkward thing is that the first person who saw it was a resident's family member who pointed it out to one of us in the kitchen. She was just like, oh yeah, there's like a piece of poop in the dining room. I don't know. And this is the last one that I could think of that was really funny and not totally offensive. There's a lady who lived there when I first started working there, and she probably lived there for like a year. She was very angry all the time and she couldn't talk, or at least she like wouldn't talk. She could talk, but she just would never talk, and she would just like kind of yell at you and you couldn't understand what she was saying. But she got really mad at me because I was serving her table, and I think I wasn't bringing out her dessert fast enough because she wouldn't take her medicine, so they had to like put the medicine in her ice cream. So I was waiting for the med techs to put the medicine in her ice cream so I could give it to her, and they were taking too long. So she got really angry and she like ran into the kitchen and was looking for me, and she was like trying to chase me around the kitchen until a caregiver was like, no, like you need to go back into the dining room. And I was like, oh my god, like, no, it was just kind of funny. I was like, LOL, that's cool. As far as things that have happened that aren't like totally like mean to laugh about, that's what I could think of. I'm sure a lot of other things have happened and people have said things to me that are funny, but I just can't remember them all. So I'm gonna have to start taking notes so that I can make more videos where I talk to you about funny things that the residents say to me, because like they say like the funniest stuff. So yeah, if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm posting videos every day for Vlogmas, and other than that, I try to post videos every week. So if you want to see more, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and also follow me on Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. The links to those will be in the description below. And yeah, that's basically it. Bye!